Here's every house from Halloween Horror Nights 33 ranked from worst to best. In last place, I have Triplets of Terror. Now, Triplets of Terror had a really cool concept. Unfortunately, the house was just very repetitive. And while I don't think it's a bad house by any means, it still wasn't a very good one. At number 9, I have Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. I was so disappointed with this house. I think the story for it is awesome. I love the sets for this house. I think it's a beautiful looking house. However, this house to me just felt really messy, and at times it was very hard to tell what was going on with the story. And I don't know, it just felt like something was missing. Easily the weakest out of all the Universal Monsters houses we've got it. Now we get to the good houses, with number 8 being A Quiet Place. Quiet Place was such a huge risk and experiment for Halloween Horror Nights, and it absolutely paid off. I think the sets look awesome, and the puppets and animatronics for the Death Angels are genuinely impressive. At number 7, I have The Museum, Deadly Exhibits. I know a lot of you didn't like this house, but I personally really enjoyed it. I just think the story for this house was really cool, and I also really love a lot of the costumes in this house, and I also think the scare actors did such a good job in this house. These next two are pretty much interchangeable with each other, but number 6 is Major Sweet's Candy Factory. This house was just big, silly, campy, fun. I think it's easily the best house that has been in the Fast and Furious location. However, my one complaint with this house is that I feel like it was way too loud. Obviously, I go to Horror Nights, so I don't have a problem with loud noises, but I feel like this house was just loud for no reason. Entering the top 5 with number 5 being Goblin's Feast. Goblin's Feast was honestly such a huge surprise for me. Although I do think this house is a little short, it is a lot of fun. It's very, very silly, but despite that silliness, this house actually has some surprisingly really good scares. And oh yeah, the sets in this house are absolutely beautiful and incredible. At number 4, I have Monstros, the Monsters of Latin America. I definitely loved this house more than most people did. I think the sets are fantastic. It's a beautiful looking house, and I think it's also really, really scary. My first run of this house was absolutely terrifying. At number 3, I have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is another great example on how just because I don't like a property a house is based on, it doesn't mean the house can't still be great. Because this house was great, even though I did not like this movie. I thought the sets were amazing, this house is just gorgeous, and I just think this house was super fun. I had an absolute blast with it. At number 2, I have Insidious The Further. What do I even say about this house? This is genuinely one of the scariest houses I have ever been through. I thought this was absolutely fantastic, and it absolutely deserved House of the Year. But my favorite house of Halloween Horror Nights 33 is easily Slaughter Cinema 2. This was my most hyped, and it absolutely delivered. This was everything I wanted a sequel to Slaughter Cinema to be. I think it is absolutely fantastic, a blast from start to finish, and I just absolutely adored this house.